Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my final episode review for what is the final episode, the series finale of ZNation Season 5, Episode 13, The End of Everything. Alright, and somewhat of a spoiler warning if you guys have not seen the final episode of ZNation. I definitely wanted to go ahead and do a review since this is it. This is the end. I fell behind on some of the episodes this year, as I've said in my recent videos. But once we got the news recently that this was the final year that ZNation is going to be on, and it has not been renewed for a Season 6, there will not be a Season 6 if you guys didn't see the video where I gave my thoughts on the cancellation. I'll have it in the end screen videos for you guys here, and you can watch that through to get the info. But to sum it up, basically ZNation will not be returning. This is going to be the final episode of ZNation, and so far it does not sound like it will be either picked up by another network or something, or Netflix, or somehow crossover, make its way into Black Summer, which is another Netflix series coming up from Asylum, or basically kind of based in the same kind of universe as ZNation. At least that's, we'll see how it actually ends up, because it's obviously we haven't seen a trailer for it or anything yet. It's early production, so we'll have to see, if that even gets done on Netflix for another zombie series coming up. But this is basically it. So far as we know, unless anything changes, this is the end for ZNation. This is the final episode for the series. There is no more ZNation after this. This is it. This is the end. So after watching the series for 5 years and, being a fan of the show for, pretty much since it started, this episode to me as a finale, it wasn't too bad. It actually felt pretty good as, I think, a series finale. It could have gone a lot worse. It kind of has a cliffhanger at the end, but not really. I mean, it's more like, I shouldn't even call it a cliffhanger. It's more like set up for a possible storyline next season, if they were to get renewed for a next season, and we know they won't, so that we will never get to see that storyline expanded on further. But that is possibly Murphy maybe turning bad again, or smiling sadistically about something. Now, he's got some information. So one of the things I love about ZNation, and I'm definitely going to miss about ZNation, is having a universe like that where you get to kind of have some of the silliness and the comic booky elements really mixed in. So you have characters like sometimes maybe they got a little carried away with it here and there. You have talking zombies. You have, Murphy with all of his powers and abilities. He's almost like an X-Men character, like a zombie Magneto or something. He has the ability. So the final scene of the episode, if you guys didn't see it, he's basically eating a piece of Dr. Sunmay's brain, who is basically uber intelligent and everything, and has come up with some great things for some things she can do. But by doing so, he's basically, due to his abilities, he's basically downloading the information. He's downloading her brain to where he knows basically everything she knew as far as the science and everything that goes with it, possible vaccines, and maybe who knows what you can do with that kind of that mad scientist type of deal that Murphy could maybe kind of integrate into his already crazy personality, and create some, who knows what he's smiling about at the end. Maybe he's got some good ideas for some stuff that he can do, or some ways that he can do some impressive things. So unfortunately, that's one downside of this one. It's set up for another season, which is kind of fun, but it's not so bad because at the same time, it's not like they're all falling off a cliff and there's a UFO or something, or there's a nuke going off or something. It's a finale where most of the loose ends for the season are tied up, and it's not a bad finish point. It's not a bad point to end the series, because you basically have them voting at the end for a leader, even though, I think we're all supposed to think that that's George, or, maybe, I guess you could read it as possibly her looking at Roberta, like maybe people would have voted for Roberta, but I don't know, because she was out and everything like that, so I would think it would mean mostly George, and then Roberta would be one of her advisors or something. So, so that's the way I interpreted kind of the end, but they didn't make it blatantly obvious who it was who actually got elected as leader for the group or for the community. It wasn't right there for you to see, but again, it's okay. We get the idea. It's kind of a happy ending for all of them. They defeat the bad guys of the season. We have kind of seasoned bad guys here with Pandora, who I thought was a really cool villain. Actually, she kind of has half her face covered by a mask and a cut in it so that she can talk with it. And that was pretty cool in this episode. You get to see the mask come off. And again, I have missed some episodes of the season, so I don't know if we already saw that before. But forgive me if you did, because I thought it was pretty cool when the mask came off and you got to see that pretty much this whole part of her face was dead, or it was like zombified. So you get an understanding of why she covers half her face and everything. And she's got a cool bad guy look, right? So she was a good bad guy. I thought Roman was a pretty good bad guy as well too, and kind of sort of a evil type of manipulator type of, maybe like a elitist type of character that's is very manipulative and uses some tactics to get people on board with things through, let's say, culture manipulation, through fake events and stuff like this. So it's kind of cool. It's the type of thing that you hear in conspiracy theories in the real world, right? Illuminati type of ideas, right? Which there may be some weight to them on that. That's not a topic for this video, but he's a cool character, and I liked him as a villain. I thought he was pretty good as a villain, and he sort of kills Roberta, but then we find out afterwards, spoiler warning, that she actually has been kind of a talker herself, basically this whole season, but different again. So she's kind of like maybe Murphy in some ways, where she has some kind of special powers or abilities. Again, it's ZNation, so sometimes they take liberties. They do some crazy stuff. And I'm okay with it because I think it fits into that world. You got Murphy eating doctor's brains and all of a sudden being like all excited. So you kind of have to go along with that, saying, well, that makes sense too. And it's kind of a cool reveal in the end for a finale for the season. So even though it is a season finale, and it's very good as a season finale. Very good finale episode for a season finale to close up all of the things that have been happening this season. You defeat the good guys, defeat the bad guys. None of the good guys really die. We find out that our main good guy had kind of died, but is a talker or some kind of special abilities or something, no blood, this kind of thing at the end there, which is, it was pretty surprising. It was cool to see that with Warren, because you couldn't really easily see that one coming from the start of the season. So that was pretty good to kind of wrap it back into a nice package for the season as a whole, and a good theme for it and everything, with Cooper and all that. And then, so as a series finale, it's not bad. You know what I mean? They basically have found a community that they can be a part of. You have the talkers mixed in here, so I don't know exactly how that's going to go in the future. You have Murphy there as well too, who's probably getting up to no good in the future, which he has done in the past before anyway. And then basically have all the other characters coming together. I was surprised to see that Citizen Z, so he's with the main group now, which is pretty cool, because that's something I think all throughout the series we kind of wanted to see. We kind of wanted to see him from Antarctica eventually reach the the main group, and he's been able to do that now. And so I think that's mainly what the ZNation crew wanted to do, right? Was kind of all come together, all be together, find a place that was feeling positive and had the ability for democracy to vote and to do all this kind of stuff. And then you get Murphy mixed in with the talkers as well there that he can control. And I guess Roberta is kind of sort of one of them now, in kind of in a way, but it's just kind of fun. So I want to say it's kind of a happy ending in a lot of ways for ZNation, and I do think it's not a bad point to wrap up the series on, because it's not one of those points where it just wrecks the whole thing, because it's right in the middle of a major storyline they'll never have a finale, or it will never end. This one does feel like an ending. It does feel like a happy ending for our survivors to finally kind of have, I guess, a peaceful place to live and stay and be able to create and everything, to have defeated the bad guys and to have sort of merged in a way with these talkers or the dead in sort of in kind of a fun sort of Murphy-esque way. So in terms of score for a season finale, I would probably give it like maybe an 8 or 8.5, something like that, somewhere around there. As a series finale, maybe a little lower, like a 7.5 for ZNation. Because it tied up a lot of the stuff. You want to see something, really special for a series finale, and I think it was okay. It was pretty good, and it kind of ends on somewhat of a happy note for our survivors. It definitely is. It will serve as a better series finale than some of the prior season finales. That's for sure. So that's it for ZNation, man. Series in the bag. It's done. It's over. Let me know what you guys think. How did you guys feel about the final episode? I thought it was cool. I thought it was fun. And, I'm not really disappointed with how the series ran as a whole. I'm pretty much sitting here thinking to myself, well, it turned out to be pretty good in the long run. You get some ideas of what they're going to do in the future. Addie's going to travel around with her zombie whacking, zombie killer bat. Z-Whacker, and you know, just to help people in need, and so you get some setup for, you know, the future of the characters and what they're going to do, and some of them maybe settling down in this new community and being kind of somewhat out of harm's way. So that's pretty cool. So leave your comments below. That's it, guys. That's the end for ZNation. Yeah, I'm sad to see it go, but I'm happy that it got 5 full years, and it didn't end on a bad note. It ended on a somewhat happy note to where, you know, the series doesn't feel like the whole thing has just been dropped. It feels like it had, you know, a decent conclusion with, you know, a few setups for our characters for what we can kind of fill in with our imagination of how the future would go. And basically, that's it, man. That's it. So we'll see if this franchise is ever touched again by Black Summer or anything else. I would not be surprised if it isn't, and that this is the end for it. That's kind of what I was thinking. You know, reading all the news and everything that it sounds like. So leave your comments below. Let me know what you guys think about the final episode of ZNation. Are you satisfied with it as a finale, the end of the series for all of our different characters? Murphy, Warren, you know, 10K, Doc, everybody else, like I mentioned. What do you guys think? Where are you at with this one? Yeah, I just really want to see what you guys think about this one, because it is, you know, it is the end, man. It's the end. 5 years is a long time, right? 5 years is a long time. A lot of episodes, and yeah, man, that's it. All right, well, no ZNation next year in 2019. You know, it's done. So let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments below. That's basically all I got to say for this one. If you have any other videos you'd like to see me do for ZNation now that it's over, any look back review on the series, or season by season, or, you know, top 5 episodes or something, maybe we could do that too. But because it's over now, I don't know how many people are interested. So leave a comment if you are, and if you like the video, comment below. Let me know how you thought about the ending. Thumb it up, share, favorite, and that's it for this video, guys. I'll see you again for another. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.